Hey, what's up, my YouTubers? Today we're working on a 2011 Dodge Challenger. Customers say that they've been leaking antifreeze, so we're gonna check where the leak is at today, and we're gonna fix the problem. All right. So let's get into this video. I don't know if you can see real good, but if you look down now, see that? That's about the oil cooler. It's a lot of antifreeze at the bottom. So that's what we will be replacing today, this oil cooler. All right, let's get into this video. Okay, first thing is first, we're gonna take this off for the engine cover. Just put your hand on both sides and pull it up and come off. It's up right here, some grommets on here, right here, and in the back. Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take off this breather that goes to the throttle body. But before we get into that, let me show you the tools that we'll be using for this job today. You need a 10 millimeter, you need an 8 millimeter, a 10 millimeter, some extensions, a pick, this, take the hose off, a ratchet. You can have a screwdriver or one of these to take off the pry back there. And also, if you have like one of these, you can use that also. All right, let's get into the job. And he got one more tool. I'll show you what I'm using. Okay, we're about to take the breather off, but I'm gonna take it off right here. Some bolts all the way around here. All right, there's a hose right here, back here, that goes to the breather. We have to take that off also, this hose. Take it off and kind of cack it up right there. Right here off, the breather to the throttle body. All of these is 8 millimeter. We take that off, and what we're gonna do, we right down here, if you look real good, right here, this breather, it's got a little snap in. You gotta pull that up and then pull this to you. Otherwise you could break that. And go ahead and disconnect this switch. We're taking the whole breather assembly out the car. Okay, now we're gonna take these two nuts off on this side. This is one right here, and it's another one right here. We're gonna take it off the bracket. And those are 10 millimeters. This is another tool, 10 millimeter ratchet wrench that we're gonna use to take it off. You got another one right here, next to it on the other side. Take both those nuts off. There you go, both nuts. Okay, now we're finished on this side for now. We're about to go on the other side. Now we're about to unplug the throttle body cables. You see this gray clip right here? You take a screwdriver and you push it back that way to release this clip. Then you press it down and you take that out. There's another clip right here also. Disconnect that and put this out the way. All right, just put that out the way. We're also gonna take this hose off right here to this, and we're gonna flip it up a little bit. Next thing we're gonna take off is this hose. Get a screwdriver, and you can easily slip that out. It's clipped onto this pole, so take it off of this pole and just put it to the back. We're also gonna take this hose off. I think it's the PCV valve. We just take that off and turn this line that way. Okay, so now that is off. We got 3 bolts that we're gonna take off. This one and this one. But this one is missing. So I got one bolt here, and I also have another bolt at the bottom that will be removed. All right, so let's take this 10 millimeter off. This is one bolt here. And there's another bolt right here, but it's gone. All right, we got one more at the bottom that I'll be showing you. So let me get the camera and show you that bolt. Okay, on this vehicle, it only had these two bolts. So the bracket, here go the bracket. It's supposed to have another bolt right here, but this one didn't have it in. So it's one here, and one right here. But we don't have to worry about these two because it was not on the vehicle. All right, about to take the top exhaust off. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think 7 bolts. I'm gonna make sure and let you know. Let's go ahead and start taking them bolts out. You just loosen them up and they stay in the, I think, the valve cover. These things got little holes right here. It fits right in it. There are only 7. You got 2, 4, 6, and 1 right back here, right in this deep spot. So what we're gonna do, you just don't pull this up. You're gonna pull it towards you, the passenger side, then pull it up, because as you remember, we took those 10 millimeter bolts off of these two here. But it's a bracket, so these screws go into a bracket, so you just can't pull it up. You gotta go to the passenger side, then lift it off. All right, let's go do that. Okay, we're about to take the top throttle body off. Like I said, you lift it up and you pull it this way, and it's off. The top is off. What we're gonna do for now, we're gonna put something over these holes, and we're gonna go ahead and start taking these off. But I don't want anything to fall in that motor. We have more trouble than we have right now, so let me cover that up and put something in these holes. Just like that. You see these coils? We're about to unplug them. Just press down on that and pull them off. We're gonna do all 3 on this side and all 3 on the other side. Same thing, you press it down and you pull them off. After you finish unplug all 6 of them coils, then we're going down to the injectors. But it's a red tab on these injectors. I'm gonna show you something. Okay, and you see these clips? You get you one of these. You see that red clip? You push it up, you pull it up. And when you pull that up, then you can push that gray piece in and pull that off. All right, so that's what you gotta do for all 6 injectors. You do them on both sides. Nothing but a chicken wing. Right here is 2 push-ins that this harness sits in. I'm gonna use this and I'm gonna pop them out right here. Just like that. Just like that. It gives you more room to get these stuff off the injectors. All right, there you go. Just put this on the side, right here. You also have them on this side. You see these? That's what I took this with and popped them out. So this harness to go over there out your way. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 8 bolts. So go ahead and take your 8 bolts out. I'm about to pull all these 8 out. And we're about to take this bottom off and get that oil cooler out this vehicle and get my homeboy back on the road. He can't go nowhere right now. He's stuck. He's stuck at the house today.
I'll take off of work today.
Okay. So those 8 bolts, just like this, and barely put it over here. Just put it on the side. All right. Now we're down here by the oil cooler. Put some stuff in these holes. You don't want anything to fall inside of the motor. But this is what we're about to tackle, the oil cooler. You got 5 6-points right here. Let me tell you what size that is. All right. Okay, I'm gonna show you this on the new one where the bolts is located. It sits like this, right? Okay, so I'm gonna flip it up. There's a bolt here, there's a bolt here, there's a bolt right here, and one right here. And the 5th bolt is right here. So those are the bolts. I'm just showing you because I'm about to take it out. And this is how the bolt head is. It's a 6-point. All right, let's get this shit out the car. Also, we're going to replace all the seals. You might as well do that while you're down here because you don't want to come back down here. All right? Do everything at the same time. Now we're about to take this up. Just grab here and wiggle it a little bit. And here it goes. Right here. You have a hose with a clamp and those same clips. Okay, we're on the back of that oil cooler. You see this red part? You just pull it up. This blue, that's black right here. Right here. You're going to press this side in. And then also, you have another one right here. I'm trying not to leak this oil out. You're going to have to turn it around on the back side, and it's a clip right here to where you just pull it out. And you pull it out. Next, we're about to take this clamp off. It's a clamp right here. As you see it, it's a clamp. Get your pliers. I got a hose clamp, but now the oil cooler is ready to come out. See, this is what I was telling y'all about. I got the hose and 2 of these. As you look down there, that's what happens. You see all that oil? And antifreeze. See that? You have to get all that up, but be careful when you get it up. You don't want nothing to fall in those holes. All right? So let me get all this antifreeze out and the oil out. The oil came in there when you take your oil cooler out from the bottom. That one. All right? Oil comes out of that one. And antifreeze come out of these right here. So let me go ahead and clean that up. Okay. Now, as you can see, all the antifreeze is cleaned up. So now what we're about to do is those areas that these stuff sit in, like here, we're gonna clean this, we're gonna clean that, we're gonna clean this, we're gonna clean the location that the stuff goes into. All right, see all 4 of those chrome pieces? We're gonna clean them. Just get some brake part cleaner with a rag and try to clean them off. If not, just get a little bit of brittle pads and get that off. I'm about to clean it off and I'm gonna show you when it's done. Okay guys, now I have another issue. These are the knock sensor wires. And the pigtails, I have to replace the whole harness. Look at that. The antifreeze gonna eat up the connections, and these right here was touching all the way down in the harness. I cannot repair the pigtail. The customer said they had knock sensor codes. I never knew that. I just saw these didn't look too good, and I start inspecting, and look at that. The whole harness needs to be replaced. If you look down here, these are your knock sensors at the bottom. This one and this one. These two. And these wires hook to the knock sensor, but guess what? We just got the new one in and we have to replace it. Look at that. The plugs that goes to the knock sensor is no good. They're broke. So if you have codes to your knock sensors, you need to come down here and check this out. You cannot get to these connectors unless you take the whole intake, the top intake, the second intake, and the oil cooler off. That's when you can see these plugs and these connectors. We're about to change these connectors with a brand new one. We just got it in today. Here you go. We will be replacing that in this 2011 Dodge Challenger. Okay, now we're in the back of your engine, and I'm gonna show you where that plug is plugged in at. If you look real good right here, that red connector, we're gonna do the same thing as we did on the other one. You get a pick, and that red connector, you push it down that way. And when you push it down that way, you see that black plug right here? You push on it and you pull it out. Okay? Let me put my hand back there and get it out. It's the plug right here. It's already unplugged, and it runs around here, and all you have to do is pull that plug out to you. And this is your old plug. If you look at the new plug, you see how we got these push-ins? When you snap it in, it has two holes in the back. These sits on the back of the engine. So you plug it in first and you snap these in. And then these are your other plugs. This one and this one goes to your knock sensor. All right, so let's go ahead and put this in. Okay, what you do, you get your new one, and you see this harness that you unplug, you go under this harness, and you come around back. When you come around back, you get the other piece down here. It's kind of tight back here, so let me get it in there. I think I need some here on this motherfucker to get it in. You plug it in, but you hear that click, you gotta wait for that click. So that is in. And these two plug-ins, you snap them in right here. You see where my finger is? It's a bracket right here. Let me see if you can see me plug it in. I'm trying to feel for it. It's like you're in the bedroom at night and you can't find it. You gotta close your eyes and feel for it. That's it right there. And I'm gonna push it in. You hear that? That's it right there, man. All right, that back is plugged in. So now you got your new wires coming in this way. This your new harness, and then the new harness come with these plug-ins. These plug-ins one go here, right there, and it's another one that's right here. That's what broken off, that the other plug goes into. So let me put that in that hole. That's in that one. This plug, the shorter plug, goes to this one right here. This one right here. All you gotta do, those clip already come on it right here. So when you put it on, it's gonna click. I know my hand is in the way, but This another plug-in right here. It goes in this one right here at the bottom. And then this one plugs into this one. You hear that click? It's in there. So now you have the new cable installed that goes to your knock sensor. We're about to put the new oil cooler in. I'm gonna show you the new oil cooler. If you look at it, it comes with all these new plugs, your sensor, temperature sensor, and it also have all new seals, brand new seals. You need to check those before you put it in. It's got full seals. Full seals. All right, we're about to put it in, and also make sure you got a filter in here. If you don't, you're gonna have to take your filter out of the old one. All right. Okay, you see this hose? We're about to put this hose right here on the back of this. You got to hook this up first before you get this in. You put that on, and then you get a pliers, and you go on this clamp. Okay. Excuse the noise in the back, man. I'm in some appointments, and these guys out here cutting the yard. We're about to plug these back in. This one go up top. You plug that in, and when you plug it in, you push this down to lock it in. Also, you plug this one in also. Boom. That's it. We're about to install. And then it's a clip right here on the side. You push that clip in right here. See this clip? You push it in, and now it's locked in. So now we're about to install your oil cooler. You remember in my earlier video, I told y'all you must clean these spots. You see these spots right here? That's chrome. This one, that one, and that one. Go ahead and clean them off with some brake part cleaner and a rag. If you got a little rubber sticking in here, just get some Scotch-Brite and clean it off. But make sure you don't have nothing to drop in there. And when you're putting this oil cooler back in, you see this? Make sure that it's pushed in. That's that. See this piece? Make sure that push in that hole. All right? Right there. You need to make sure that goes in when you're putting this in. So let me see if you can see when it goes in. I'm trying to hold the camera and show you at the same time. Boom, it went in. You will know when it's seated because you will hear it. This is something that I want to show you. As you can see, I got numbers on these, on this oil cooler. That is the way that you tighten those bolts and torque them. See that? It goes in sequence. I will tell you what sequence it go into, but I'm just showing you this so you could take a picture or you could go back to this video and you can find it, okay? All right, now we're about to tighten down the oil cooler. And like I told you, you gotta go in a sequence. You just can't tighten it down, okay? So first, the torque specification for these bolts for the oil cooler is 9 foot-pounds. All right, 9 foot-pounds. First, you're gonna go to this one right here. You tighten that one. All right. Then the second one gonna be right here. You tighten this one right here. Number 3, you come back up here. This one here is number 4. And then number 5 is this one up here. This one right here. You have to tighten them in sequence because if you don't, You could have it sitting catty corner, and you have to do them in that order to tighten them. Like I said, it's 9 foot-pounds on the torque, and now we're gonna put the upper intake. But before you do that, you see around here, clean that off pretty good with some brake part cleaner and a rag. If you can't get it off, just get a little, I'm not telling you get a razor blade because I don't want you to scratch the head up. The Scotch-Brite Brillo pads is the best thing to clean it with. I'm about to clean mine. The old cooler is in. Now we're gonna replace all of these seals in the bottom intake. So let me show you. This is the bottom intake. If you flip it up, you see all that dust come out. You got seals at the bottom also. You get your little pick and you just go around and you take them out. See that? You dig down in there and you pull them out. That's 1, 2, they're bad.
That's another reason.
3, you get the idea. This is at the bottom. We're gonna do the same thing on this side. We're about to put the bottom intake back in. Like I told you earlier, as you can see, the heads has been cleaned. See that? Just some brake part cleaner and a rag. So now we're about to put the lower intake back in the car. You should already have changed all your seals. It's 12 of them, 6 up top and 6 at the bottom. All right, let's get it in the car. Let's grab it. Just line it up. Make sure all those seals are still at the bottom, seated. And just seat the heads where they need to be seated at. All right, right there. And like I told you, these is 8mm. They also got a star male inside, but I'm not using that. I'm just using a regular 8mm. So let's go ahead and tighten those bolts. Tighten these bolts by hand for right now. You gotta put this over these holes. While you're tightening up and you're bringing it, you don't want nothing to fall in it. So just cover it up for now. That's the passenger side, and this the driver's side. If you gotta take a picture of it, take a picture of it, but that's your torque. That's how you gotta go in tightening those bolts. That's the sequence. And the torque specification for that is 71 inch-pounds. All right, so we're about to tighten these bolts in that sequence. This one is number 1. Go ahead and torque it. That's number 2. This one right here. And number 4 is the next one right here, the last one right here on this side, the passenger side on the back. Number 5 is back over here on the driver's side, this one. Number 6 is right next to it. Number 7 is this one right here. And number 8 is the one in the front. That is the sequence of tightening up these bolts. How to plug up all these connectors that was disconnected from the injectors on both sides of the engine. All right, and the coils. We're about to plug those back in. And don't forget, when you plug them in, you see that red? You got to push that down to lock it in when you plug them in. Don't forget that. So go ahead and plug yours in. Plug the second one in. They go sideways. And then push that red down. When you plug them in, then you push this that way to lock them in. Down. And also, remember we pull these out of these little holes. Go ahead and stick them back in there and put them back in. Those rivets. And I also plug the coils back in. All three of them on the passenger side, the driver's side. And listen for that click. The driver's side is done. We're on the passenger side. We're still plugging in those injectors. Otherwise, you'll be driving and you want to know why your car shut off. Your injector plug done came out, or your coil plugs. Plug them in and listen for that click. All right, that's it. The injectors are hooked back up, and don't forget to put these rivets back in their little holes. Right here. They all got holes to go in. Right there. All right, don't that look good? She looking sexy already. Don't forget, you unplug some stuff in the back. Over here. This cable, go back in here. And push these rivets back in so this harness won't move. And also, don't forget this PCB, it goes here. And this goes to the upper intake. We're not going to put that in right now. We're going to put that in where we put the top intake in. Okay, this is the top intake. You see those numbers that I got? Those are the sequence for tightening those bolts. Those are the sequence. Take this back off. Now we can take this off. And the intake, I'm just going to show you. Those two bolts goes in those holes first. Just like that. And then it sits right there. Otherwise, you're not going to get it in. So you remember you got two bolts that came off of these. Put it back in. All right, y'all. We're going to tighten these bolts in the sequence that you're supposed to go in. The last bolt in the back right here is number one. Right back here. That's number one. The next bolt, number two, is on this side. This one right here. It's a little hole. You just put that in there. This one. That's number two. Number three is this one right here. You see it going down? That's number three. Number four is this one right here. Right there, number four. Number five is this one right here. Right behind the throttle body. And number six is this one right here. Number seven, the last one, is this one. That's the sequence that you have to tighten these in. And the torque for those bolts is 89 inch-pounds. That's 89 inch-pounds. All right, so you should have the upper intake already tightened and torqued. So get your bracket and you put your bracket back where it was, right here. And right here. Since we don't have the bottom bolt, we don't have to worry about it, but if you did, you know where yours came off, you put it back in. All right, so you got that bracket back in and start that bolt. We only had one nut on this bracket. We only had one, so go ahead and tighten that. If you have three, go ahead and put the other one here and put the other one back at the bottom. But I don't have that. Now we could go ahead and plug these lines back in. This one here goes to the intake, to your PCV valve, and this one goes on top of your throttle body. And then you have another hose right here that goes on the side of the throttle body right here. Push all those lines in, and then this clip goes on top of that. Okay, now what we're about to do is we're about to plug all these lines back in. This one goes up top and plug in up here. This one goes to the throttle body and plugs in right here. And also hit this lock pin. Then we got one more that's gonna go in the breather when you put the breather back here. On the driver's side, don't forget those two tins that we put in over here. We gotta also tighten those back up. So get your ratchet and tighten those two back in on the upper intake on the driver's side. Tighten them by hand until they stop, and then you come back with your ratchet and you tighten that up. The top intake is now in. Also, do not forget, we got a hose right here that goes on this side, on the back of the intake. This goes on the intake. Then this side will go back on the breather. But we're gonna put this back here on the intake side for now. I will show you in the video where that line is going back to. If you look real good, right here, right there, that's where you put the line, right there. It goes back to the intake, and it runs here, and it's gonna go back to right down here, and it's gonna go to your breather, okay? Look at that. Don't she look sexy? Man, she fine. Okay, we're about to put the antifreeze back into this car, and that's the antifreeze right here that you use. 50-50. It's already mixed. Don't add no water to it. All right? But before you do that, if you look right here by your thermostat, it's a bleeder screw. Unscrew that a little bit, enough to where when you put antifreeze in this bottle, when it's filled up, it will start leaking out this bleeder hose. What you do when it starts leaking out, you tighten it back. All right, so we're about to put the antifreeze in this vehicle so that we could crank it up and make sure there ain't no leaks. And the reason why I'm doing that before I put the breather on, because you can get to that bolt easier. All right, so let's put this antifreeze in. And then what you're gonna do, you're gonna see bubbles coming out of it because it's air in the system right now. So sometimes you might see a little bit of bubble. It's not ready yet. As you know, if you look at the intake, you see these, it's got some grooves, push-ins. There's some grooves in the filter side. You push them in before you put the other side in. And get this out the way for now. So you put those in and then you put it down and go ahead and connect this hose back. The breather hose. Connect that back. Also, put that back up on the throttle body. But you remember, I told you it's a piece right here. I can't find the hole. I need some here. Hold up. And then you push it over it. All right? It's in. Just make sure yours is all the way in when you do yours, all right? But you got to make sure you get this over that shaft right there. If you don't get it in, it's going to be flapping. And then you get it up on that throttle body right here. Okay? So when you put that up, tighten that bolt. And this connector right here goes right here at the bottom. Plug that in. That screw that I told you to break down here, it should be bleeding out right now. Check it out. And if it is, close it with your screwdriver. It should be bleeding out. And go ahead and top off your antifreeze. If it's low, you fill it up to the spot that it needs to be filled up to. It's a line on the bottom. This video is almost over. We're going to crank the vehicle and we're going to see where it stands and see if we got any leaks. Also, don't forget to make up your breather bolts. We're about to put the engine cover back on. No. You got guides right here. You see these? These four? Right here. That's the guides for you gotta look for these. Make sure that they're in here. Right? Like these. That's what pushes onto those. Alright, so we're about to put the engine cover back in. Like you see this one stuck here. You gotta pick it up and put it back in here. Now we can put it on. Find the hole. And just put it down. Everything is back together. So you just replace your oil cooler in a 2011 Dodge Challenger. I'll see you in the next video, man. Hit that subscribe button. Like, comment, share. Till the next one.